This work is a fraud.
So plain and precious. Finally, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of testimony. Just as the arch crumbles if the keystone is removed, so does all the church fall with the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. The enemies of the church understand this clearly. So plain and precious.
It is my conviction that in a few weeks they won't remember anything that I said. There might be one person that was struck with something and would remember it, but for the most part they won't remember anything that I said. But if they shook hands with a person who holds the office of an apostle, they'll remember that all their life.
If there are any among this people who should ever apostatize, prepare your backs for a good whipping.
This is not the Church of Emmanuel, Christ, of Latter-day Saints, of Joseph Smith.
This was a cunningly devised fable.
My brethren have made the case for the metaphor of musket fire, which I have endorsed yet again today.
God will not be mocked.
One of our brethren some years ago spoke of the payment of tithing as fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming.
Some time ago, I was speaking to a meeting of church leaders in a country outside of North America. As I spoke about tithing, I found myself saying something I had not intended to say. I told them the Lord was grieved that only a small fraction of the members in their nations relied on the Lord's promises and paid a full tithing. I warned that the Lord would withhold material and spiritual blessings when his covenant children were not keeping this vital commandment. I hope those leaders taught that principle to the members of the stakes and districts in their countries. The law of tithing and the promise of blessings to those who live it apply to the people of the Lord in every nation. I hope our members will qualify for the blessings of the Lord by paying a full tithing.
We do not say that all of the saints will be spared.
Travis Mingetzel. Matthew chapter 7, talking about judging people. And in verse 15, how to judge the words of future prophecy of self-claimed prophets. Are they true? Are they false? You put them to the test. You wait for the results of their word. Does not come to pass, false prophet. They are not true. And so you can ignore them. Stop giving them your money, etc., etc. Stop listening to them. Stop going to their church. Hey, it's Sunday, isn't it? You went to church, didn't you? Oh my God. There are only exceptions if a general authority is coming to speak in your state conference. But only if you do a recording and post it to YouTube. You got to be careful though, because they've got security guards that are packing heat. Shoot to kill. But for the church that Joseph Smith founded, there's an even higher standard of judging for the leader of the church. This is in section 107, 91, and 92. And Joseph Smith is the leader of the church, so he's setting the high standard bar for him and for anybody else who thinks they're going to follow after him. And so not only is there prophet listed, there's also seer, translator, and revelator. You kind of need to get the correct definition of revelator. In Mormon chapter 8, verse 33, revelation is the time when the future prophecy is to occur. The day and the hour. And so if somebody is telling you a prophecy and they don't give you a day and the hour, in fact they even say, "No man knows the day or the hour of my prophecy," you can ignore them. They're false. Move along. Matthew 24, as well as the rest of the book of Matthew, has the time, the day, and the hour throughout the whole thing. No need to worry, Christians. No need to worry. Some dumbass Christian wrote it in. And so, the big test, the core seed from which everything else in the religion of Joseph Smith branches out from, and for any religion for that matter, is what religion are they? And Joseph Smith tells you in verse 91. And again, the duty of the president of the office of the high priesthood is to preside over the whole church and to be like unto Moses, the Jewish Christ. Both the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith repeatedly tell us we're Jewish. Pre-Babylonian captivity, Jewish Egyptians. And so anybody in Mormonism who dares claim they're the leader of this church, and they don't even have the keys of Moses to lead it, and claim some other keys, like hypothetically Peter, James, and John. False. Don't listen to them. Don't go to their church. Don't pay them money. Real simple test. Do you do the test? All the cool people do it. No one ever needs to know. It'll be our little secret. But do it. Quit attacking other people to accept the lie when they ran the test and know the truth. And so I don't need to go any further for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This test alone destroys this church. They're false, they're fraudulent, they're criminal, they're abusive, they're terrorists. All the branch-offs from the false seed that they claim that Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon are Christian and that they're the religion of that. And so, the little news clip for Sunday that they threw up from Holland, barfed all over their webpage, about how he's got thoughts and hearts and prayers for the Mormons in California who lost everything to the fires, where not a single penny of tithing will go to help them, when we have billions upon trillions of dollars that they're hoarding from us. Will the false prophet rob God? Yet Nelson has robbed us. Wherein has he robbed us? In tithing, from section 119, violating the Book of Mormon, 2 Nephi 26. Real simple test. Not complicated. Any Mormon who dares claim the church is true, that Jesus is the Christ, are the enemy. They are the worst of humanity, with denialism, not just lies. They never ran the test. They are fraudulent. Real simple, and unfortunately I'm going to have to make this a video clip and put it at the beginning of every single video now. Because Mormons refuse to listen, refuse to get it. So, comment reply video. LDS Mormon Church temple marriage sealings tell deportation due USA part. Brilliant title! Brilliant! And so, Spam Hunter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't need to report him for spam. So he says, Mr. Goodsell. You should do Janet Jackson's song. Miss Janet, if you're nasty. I'm here looking for the video you posted 7 years ago about coming back to Independence, Missouri. And you couldn't find it? That's 7.5 years ago now. Going on 8. It's my #1 video. Do you not know how to use YouTube? I am not going to read the rest of the crap that he's bullying me with. Trying to guilt trip, shame me, abuse me. It's just an awful human being. And he goes on for long, long paragraphs, telling me that I'm wrong and that I need to come back to Jesus. He does not get it. If we're Jewish, and the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are false seers, prophets, revelators, and translators with the wrong keys, I can use that picture. I don't think it's not a thumbnail picture yet. I'm going to use that picture. Excellent. Nelson Oaks Peter keys. So I'm uncertain who cyber terrorized me that time. It could have either been YouTube with the Mormon employee starting a shift, finding that 4-minute video and being offended, or the one working on Sunday for the church who saw I was there and then saw I used that for a video on YouTube. Either one. Could have been a double whammy. See, they won't leave me alone. They are evil. Enemies. Terrorists. Criminals. They don't care. They delight in being bad. They love it. I have heard these kinds of Mormons before. They love being bad for the church. They love torturing little animals. They love raping little girls. They love causing people harm. This is how evil Mormons are. I know you. I know your hearts because I see your fruit. Who is our Christ? Because it's Jewish, not Jesus. Joseph Smith is Messiah ben Joseph. 2 Nephi chapter 3. That's the Jewish Christ who prepares the way for Messiah ben David, but he has to be murdered by the enemy, and the enemy takes over his religion, destroys the temple rituals, and replaces them with the evil temple rituals and women prostitution. And then Messiah ben David comes to Mormons in the latter days, verse 5, to rescue Mormons if they will listen to him. Section 45 says that the sensitive snowflakes who are triggered so easily to attack me are supposed to be weeping when they find out it's me. Did you run the test? The guy who just cyber terrorized me, he's never going to run the test. He's got a spiritual witness feeling of evil. That one video is all I need. I should have deleted all the other videos and left that one up there with a footnote pinned in the comments below to 19 July 1840. Because when I found that document, I went, oh, it's not Independence, Missouri. It's Southern Illinois. That is the Danites who told us this, to divert Mormons away from the truth of their evil. And so there's a lot of forged documents you got to weed through. But fortunately, we still have the Book of Mormon intact. It's just got the wrong interpretation by them. And so thus, tithing from section 119, false. We even have Joseph Smith's several passages where his economy for the church was made very clear. It is Malachi's. It is Joseph of Egypt's storehouses for the poor, not priestcraft, to deny insurance to victims of fire damage. Just unbelievable. That was a gimme. But I put it in the prerequisite video playlist anyway. That was a gimme for Mormons to know this church is false. It's like the prophets are escalating how wrong they are to try to weed out the more intelligent of Mormons. So that all that's left are the really, really mentally damaged ones. You know, your Chad Daybells, your Brian David Mitchells, your Mark Hoffmans, your Ted Bundys, your Jody Hildebrandts, etc. In that video, I gave you prophecy, I gave you Revelation times, I gave you seership, and I gave you translation. You are supposed to judge by the fruits. 40,000 viewed that video and got to know my fruit. And because of the 40,000, the church knew exactly what it meant. And they've been trying to, again, murder me and silence me ever since. Why can't Mormons figure it out? Why, Mormons? Why? Real simple test. You won't do it. And you're in great danger. So I'm not doing this to hoard the money myself. But Mormon extremists will say that. Oh, you just want to hoard the money for yourself. Do you not understand what you just confessed to? That one, if you were given the money, that's what you would do. Two, you confess that the prophets are false. And you're staying to come after me, trying to get me to be the enemy that you want me to be so that you can justify putting this hate rather than running the test. That's all he had to do. He won't do it. What about you? What about you? I can go through all the scriptures and take hours that you won't listen to. But, you know, if you want one, Joseph Smith History, 1838, verse 40. Hi. Or shall I say, bye.